Okay, well, after just 2 hours of posting that prior video about where is iOS 26.1 RC or iOS 26.0.2, Apple surprised us and we did in fact get the RC of iOS 26.1, really kind of reaffirming what we thought, that we probably will not be getting an iOS 26.0.2, probably scrapped and included in this RC, since, well, this is going to go public probably next week. We will talk about that here in 1 second. But first things first, let's jump into settings, general, and about, and you can see we have a new build number here of 23B82. So barring anything crazy happening, barring we don't get another RC, this should be the public release possibly as soon as next week. This download did come in at a little over 8.5 gigabytes, so pretty sizable update nonetheless, but still better than the 14 we were getting, or at least that glitch supposedly that was showing 14 gigs. So one thing that I did experience quite a bit on all the other iOS 26.1 betas was the temperature of the device getting pretty warm while it was re-indexing. I do feel it again, but it actually doesn't feel as bad as it has. And as you can see here, we're hovering right around 79 in the middle of the phone, and up at that camera plateau, we are over 100 as it has been during this whole cycle. One thing I was experiencing quite a bit during iOS 26.1 beta testing was the device getting extremely warm pretty consistently, and that was obviously causing battery to drain a lot quicker. Hopefully this will be resolved in this new final RC, unless we get a second one like I said. So aside from that though, let's take a look at what this did with iPhone storage now. As you guys are probably aware, traditionally we don't have a lot of new features on an RC. Typically really you don't get any. Sometimes you get maybe some new watch faces, just depending on what the RC is for. But yeah, just so you guys know, don't expect any new features in this video. And then looking at the iPhone storage, iOS you can see is now taking up 13.9 gigabytes. Apple Intelligence is 9.17 for a total size of 23.07 gigs. Still much improved over our 16 Pro Max, but definitely still a higher end on that. And then system data is obviously taking up 19.26, as you can see here. Still respectable, doesn't seem to have jumped up too much. So aside from that, let's just go ahead and jump around to stocks, see how everything's going to run. Let's just go into an app here. Yep, looks like everything's working pretty smoothly. If you guys did miss our beta 4 video, there were a couple of new changes here, specifically around liquid glass, finally having a new option right here under display and brightness, where you can tweak from clear to tinted. It doesn't fully get rid of that new liquid glass design, but it does kind of make it a little less noticeable, as you can see here. And we're not going to go back through the music app and really show how everything did change between the two modes, but I just want to jump in a couple of these stock apps to see if we have any new splash screens, which it doesn't seem like we are getting at all. So easy enough to see there. Now, what everyone wants to know, release schedule. Since we actually did get the RC this week, we could possibly always get a second one later in the week or next week, but more likely than not, I am anticipating that this will go public possibly next Monday or Tuesday, and Apple has done a good job recently telling us when it's coming the day of. So I would assume on November 3rd, possibly the 4th at the latest, we should get the actual public release of 26.1, and that is obviously the first main update to iOS 26 since that launched. And then also, if we jump into the developer app here, you can see we actually do have some new release notes. And jumping in, the first thing you're going to notice is that we have a resolved issue with AirDrop, a resolved issue with background assets, another one with game controller, a new feature with Health Kit, a resolved issue as well. Instruments has a resolved issue. Keyboard has a resolved issue. This one has been actually present in the last couple of betas, so it's good to see that's fixed. Lock screen has a resolved issue as well. Nearby interactions has a new feature and a known issue. And then Siri, of course, has the longest list of known issues still, unfortunately. Not sure what's going on with that. Hopefully that will get fixed here in the near future. But the known issues are related to news in Portuguese, Siri voice preview might default to legacy, an initial PT PT, Siri voices have pronunciation and word stress issues, so they're looking for feedback in regards to that, as you can see. Swift UI has a new feature and 2 resolved issues, and a known issue as well. UIKit resolved issue, and WebKit a known issue still. So, take that for what you want. We did also get iPadOS 26.1 RC, macOS 26.1 RC, tvOS 26.1 RC, visionOS 26.1, and watchOS 26.1 RC as well. And for older devices, we got a RC for 18.7.2. So, not too much else really to explore in this build. As you guys can tell, it is going to be probably the version going public here in the near future. Let me know how iOS 26.1 betas has been treating you. Are you excited about getting this? Or could you care less and are hoping and waiting on that new personalized Siri, those new emojis, and everything else dropping from 26.2 on? Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.